Hi guys, I'm not sure how many of you are on today, but I'm going to try to record this as well. A lot of you are about how tired you guys are getting of sitting around, playing on your phones, even just scrolling through Facebook in general, or just me, I'm kind of going stir crazy. So anyway, I decided, since most of you know me, and some of you don't, that I've been 5+ years since I was in high school. And so I figured that during the quarantine, while I'm going stir crazy and while you're going stir crazy, I'll offer for anyone who wants to join. And if you ever have any questions, feel free to message me on Facebook, and I'm happy to answer them. Today's workout is going to be more of a Pilates-based workout, more core-based workout, things that you can do at home. You don't need fitness equipment to do it. Everything I'm going to do at 4 o'clock is going to be just different types of things that you can do on your own. It's not always going to be laying down on the mat, so it's not always going to be Pilates-based. Sometimes but it's all going to be something that focuses on something that you can do with a mat or standing or with anything that you can grow by yourself or bring your family in. I wish my kids would join me, but they're not really wanting to today. They're kind of laying around like most of the time. But come and join me. Like I said, today is going to be primarily more of a mat-based workout. We're going to do a lot of core work, a little bit of stretching, but not holding stretches as well. So let's just get started. Probably about half hour. So what can you do in about half an hour? And that's what we're going to do. All right, so I'm going to start just sitting on my mat. Hopefully you can hear me as best you can. This is the first time I've ever done this, so I don't know how well it's going to turn out. Just give me your feedback along the way. So I'm just going to sit straight on my lower back, and I'm going to curl my pelvis under and roll back. So this is a really great way to start focusing and working those lower abdominals. You can do it on the floor. You can do it sitting on your bed. You can even do it a little bit sitting in a chair if you can't get down and up off the floor. So you're going to curl that and then roll back. What I feel here is this tightening up of these muscles right through my lower abs. Many people have come to me over the years and my abs, especially those lower fibers. They want that flat. This is a really great way to do it. So what I'm not doing is I'm not just slouching, which would be like this, from my pelvis right here, curling it under, and that causes my spine to flex. Now to make this a little, then I'm going to rotate to one side. Then I'm going to come back to the center and sit up. Curl that pelvis under, roll back, and rotate to the other side, come to the center, and then sit all the way up. I'll do that maybe 4 more times. Now as I'm turning, I'm trying to get this part of my ribcage to rotate forward. It's not so much about my arm, it's more about getting that rib to pull towards the arm. A lot of people ask me over the years, what is so specific about Pilates? Why does it work? And it's not necessarily themselves, but a lot of it has to do with the methodology and the focus that you're taking in your workout. So whether we're doing Pilates exercises like we're doing right now, or maybe tomorrow when we're doing a little bit more standing type work, it's still going to have to be how you're executing that movement. All right, now from here, you can place your legs out straight. Some of you may or may not be flexible enough to have your legs straight slightly. If you start to get gripping right through your hip flexors, turn your hips out as best you can or prop them. That's okay as well. Arms on your spine, let your head fall between your arms, and then sit up as tall as you can. Mind you, we're not just trying to touch our toes. This is a different move. What I'm actually doing, if you can see, is I'm keeping my ribs vertical over my pelvis, and I'm flexing my back. I can get lower, the more flexible my spine allows. Now, if you feel too much of a pull in the back of your leg, so if I'm doing this and my legs start to bend, then start with your knees bent and do it. It's not cheating. You're just meeting your body right where it is. Do about 3 more here. Remember, each time you want to come and sit each exercise. We want that length. Now we're going to add into this, and we're going to round forward here. Then we're back, roll all the way down to the floor, and then the arms will reach back over the head. Again, lengthen your chest. Roll yourself all the way back up, reaching forward, and then repeat that. I'm going to scoot forward. Now, mind you, doing this move, especially the coming up part, such as you're coming up and then you're like, I can't get any further up, do is just lift one leg. And you drop your chin towards your chest, and then you reach that leg out to help you come up. If that's okay as well, you can start by having both legs lifted and doing it there. Whichever way you need to do it in order to come back up, that might not work. So bringing yourself up however you can, just to get up and focus. Again, you want to really think, pull that belly button in towards the back so you can get that lower back to hit, slowly rolling down until you're all the way back out from here. Now, go all the way down and then just stay on the floor. Bend your knees in, have your feet a comfortable distance away from your bottom. Be very careful not to pull them too close in. You see how much my knees are flexed here? I want them a little bit more than a 90 degrees. So not quite here, out just a little bit further. So from here, I'm just going to stretch the front of the tight, but it's also going to work through the glutes, through the core, through your inner thighs. Hands are going to be down, and you're going to just simply lift your hips up. This is a shoulder bridge. Be very careful not to go too high. You want to keep those ribs nice and in line with your pelvis. You want your legs not to open to the side, but and really push up through the glutes. Then you're going to lower back down. Let's do maybe 3 more of those, then we'll add some things in. We're going to lift back up again, always focusing on not just the glutes, but the inner thighs connecting and making sure the ribs are pulling down towards the pelvis. Try 2 more. We'll sit there and try to argue or talk about breathing. I'll add that in at some point, but right now, I'm just having you move and pay attention to your movements. Last one, lift. And know this, that if I say 4 more and I do 3 more, my counting skills are not the best when I'm trying to talk or teach. Back down. And if anyone asks how many more, I'll always tell them 2 more. So if you ask me online and say, how many more of these should I do? I'll just say 2, because it's kind of like you do a couple more if you're getting too tired. All right, now from here, for right now, you're gonna just take one leg and lift it. Now, again, if holding this leg straight is difficult, whatever your comfort level is. But what we're going to do is we're just going to lower the hip down, the leg down and up. And you're going to lower it down. 2 more. What we're doing is we're creating length in the back of the leg before we're going to do some additional movement. Then, from here, place that foot down. 3 to 4 on each leg. This is an exercise, or this is a routine you can roll out of bed every morning and do to take first. Place that foot down. Now from here, we're going to lift your hips back up into that shoulder bridge. All right? Then I'm just going to have you lower back down. Do that 1 more time, and then what we'll do is we're going to add the lifting of the leg. This is going to start activating the glutes. Leg, lift it. Now from here, I want to lift my hips up, but I don't want to fall to the side or to the other side. I want to try to go straight up, and then I want to lower down. So I'm going to do that again. Now, mind you, if this is difficult, if you find your hamstring, especially on this back leg, normal, it happens quite a bit, you can just have that other knee bent, or you can place it on the other leg to kind of give you a little bit of a break. Now, place that foot down. Other leg goes up again, and I'm going to lift and lower. Lift up, and then from the glute, and not grab into the hamstring as much as you can. You really want to be pushing up through here. Let's do 1 more, and then we're going to add leg movement of lowering and lifting. So again, anything that I do, you can stay doing what we have been doing, or you can add in this next layer. So you're going to lift, and then you're going to just lower this leg down, and then lift it back up. Lowering it down. So I'm going to do this funky thing with my ankle. You don't have to do a flick of the foot if you don't want to. It changes the dynamic ever so slightly. If you want to do that, you can. Other leg is going to come up. Then lower and lift. Now I see there's a lot of comments coming across onto the live feed, which is great. And done doing the workout, I'll take a look at them and answer questions along the way. I haven't figured out yet how to do it in a different manner. So this is 1 more on each leg. Lift and then lower that leg down 3 times. 2 and 1. And if you're just, all I'm doing today is the workout that I planned on doing today, which is a basic mat-based Pilates work. This week at 4 o'clock Central Time, which is the workout that I would be doing on those days, I'm just going to place it in there live. Now, from here, have your hands out to the side. Drop your chin to your chest and lift your head and shoulders up. This is like you're doing a stomach crunch. And then lower down, pelvis, making sure you're not curling it under when you lift. You want to lift your head and shoulders up, but make sure the pelvis or the back of the tailbone is, this is where you're going to get the flattening of the abs. And then lower down. Maybe 2 more of these. And then lower. And then 1 more and hold. Very nice. And then lower down. Now, you're going to lift your legs up. Keep your knees bent. Back is nice and supported. Hands are down by the side. From there, you're going to go and tap 1 foot down and lift it up. Your job on this is, but it stays still and put in place. If you want this to be a little more challenging for you, up to the ceiling or bring them back over your head. This will challenge the stability of the obliques, pulling down to the pelvis and stabilizing that placement of your arms. That's what will happen. Very good. Go ahead and rest if you need to. If not, you can keep your legs back up. There's one way, if it's too much to have both legs lifted, you can do it here and do a tap down and up on one leg and a tap down and up on the other if you needed that. We're going to move forward because, like I said, I want to make this only about 30-minute workout. Feet both come up here. Option is to keep your head and shoulders down. I'm going to lift mine up because I want a little bit more out with me. You're going to go at my level, but there's always options to modify. You're going to lift your head and shoulders up. I'm going to place my hands here. Then I'm going to, and then pull it in. You'll notice that I'm going at a slow, controlled pace, and I'm intentionally making sure my leg goes all the way straight and the upper body doesn't change its position, meaning I'm not lowering down and lifting. If my neck is hurting too much to hold this lift, then what I'll do is I'll pause and I'll lower down and just do the exercise right here. Either one is perfectly fine. What you'll get more lower fibers of the abdominals connecting. If my head and shoulders are up, I'm activating into the upper fiber. And according to my son, we all have it. It's just some people have it more hidden than others. Okay. If you need to, you can lower your head down for a break, or you can stay lifted if you want the extra challenge. But what's going to happen is you're going to turn your legs out to the side, touching, and my hands are going to be by my knees, and I'm just going to lift up and look through the diamond I made with my legs. Then from here, I'm going to reach my legs straight and my arms overhead. Then I'm going to bend my knees and bring my hands in to the side of my legs. I'm going to reach out and come back in. But you'll notice my upper body, I'm not going down and up throughout. I'm keeping everything still as I'm reaching. People ask me, how often should I do this? I do this pretty much daily. How many of every exercise? Probably 6 to 8, not more than that. That's one cool thing. If you've ever followed the Pilates method, you'll notice that Joseph Pilates actually said 3 perfect precision is all your body needs. So I typically round that up to 6 to 8 for most people because it takes 2 or 3 to get the sequence down pretty well. Okay, next, we're going to straighten the legs. Now this is harder for most people to keep those legs straight, right? So if that's you, you can have your knees bent, whatever length you need. If slightly bent is where you have to go, then this exercise is done with them slightly bent. If you can hold them straight, your goal is to keep them down. I like having my hands back here if it's down, or you can lift up. And we're going to lengthen one leg away. It's not, can I pull this to my head? Can I get that leg to go straight? And then I'm going to reach and switch. And then I'm going to reach and switch. And maybe about 4 more. Go 4, 4, and I'm going to go 3. If you want to, I like to breathe when I'm lengthening. So if I'm focusing, inhale, and then I'm gonna exhale, and then inhale. There's different ways to breathe, and I can teach that to you in a different video, but right now, I'm really just focused on the movement because we're all going stir crazy from sitting still. And I'm gonna finish on this leg. Then I tend to rest in between each one. If you wanna make it more challenging, you just keep going. Next one, both legs are straight again. Hands behind the head. I like my hips a little bit. I tend to hyperextend in my knees. So I like to be turned out and squeeze my heels together. That helps to activate my inner thighs more, which helps me to activate my abs. I'm gonna lift my head and shoulders up, and then I'm gonna lower both legs only as far as I can keep my spine and my pelvis still. Meaning I don't wanna arch my back like this up if I chose to have it lifted. Try about 4 more. Inhaling as I get longer, exhaling as I get shorter. Inhale through my nose, exhale as my legs move up. Maybe 2 more here, if my counting is right, I don't know. And 1 more. And then I'm gonna come back down from here. Very nice. Okay, now from here, all I'm gonna have you do is just bring your legs down. Hands are gonna go out. You're just gonna turn your hips over to one side, just to get that stretch into your back. I like doing this anyway, because it feels good. Then to the other side. I tend to not hold stretches long. I like to move in and out of them. Do 1 more on each side. And then 1 more on the other side. And then you're gonna come back up. Then what I'm gonna have you do is you're going to go ahead and lay down, or come to your hands and your knees here, and then lay back down onto your stomach. From here, what I'm gonna have you do with your legs is I'm just gonna have you widen them and turn out at the hips. Your hands will be down by your shoulders. We're gonna do a little bit of back extension into glutes and into hamstrings a little bit more. I promised you it's gonna be on the floor, but it's gonna be full body. So we have the body. So from here, hands stay down, you're gonna just lift. Now be careful not to sink into your lower back. I just want you to lift a little bit so you can feel the activation of your inner and into your glutes. And lower down. I'm not going into a full cobra pose, which is the name in yoga that they refer to. I'm not gonna go into the full swan. Notice this is the lead-in or the prep exercise for that. All I'm doing right now is really trying to connect into that hamstrings as well. Good. Try about 2 more. And then maybe 1 more. And then I'm gonna give you a really, really kick butt glute exercise. No pun intended, but slightly kind of. So from here, you're gonna widen the legs wider. Open as much as you can. Heels are together. Your head can be down, mine's gonna be up so it's easier to hear. But what you're gonna do from here is take the front of your hips and squeeze your heels together and then release. And then squeeze and release. Be mindful not to let the legs lift right now. We're really just trying to together. And I'll feel that right through here, right at the panty lift or the line right below where the underwear goes. It will hit that, but that's not what we're working. We're gonna squeeze the legs. Now hold and squeeze a little bit harder and squeeze harder. Squeeze, 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 and release. Can't really see me doing anything. If you're watching, you just have to physically do it to feel it. Good, 1 more, and then release the legs down. Now from here, press yourself up and to your knees. We're gonna go into some plank exercises here, leading into more push-up type stuff. But we're gonna start on my daughter Jessica, who's 15, and she wanted to go straight into a plank position. And I said, trust me, I'm gonna give you a great workout you will go into that plank, but I'm gonna give you modification. So what you're gonna do here, you want to make sure first, your shoulders line up right over your, if you make it harder for yourself, you don't change where the shoulder is over the wrist. You change where the hips and the knee move back further this way as we go through. But for right now, I'm gonna have you start here. Then you wanna make sure your shoulders are nice and pressed back, but not rounded. A nice length or neutral spine. From here, all you're gonna do is make sure your toes tuck under, and you're just gonna lift your knees a little bit. And then you're gonna come back down. Being mindful the whole time, not to shift your weight forward. I don't want my shoulder in front of my wrist. So you're gonna just lift here. Now from here, you can choose to lift one foot, which I'm going to do, and then come back down with that foot, and I'm going to lift the other foot. Now you do have a choice of keeping both feet down. I'm just doing this because I want to lift into my pelvis, into my core, in the position I'm in, then I'm going to come back down. Okay, if I need a break for the wrist, I kind of sit back, shake out my wrist, a lot of weight in your hands. This position will hurt your wrist quite a bit. You can do it on your elbows, but I want to challenge you to try to find a wrist instead of into the wrist. Okay, let's make it a little bit more challenging. You're going to move, you're going to keep your shoulders right over your wrist, move your arm at a 90-degree angle at my hip. In fact, I'm going to bring my hips further forward like so, but again, my shoulders stay on my wrists. And then from here, I'm going to lift my knees. Again, I'm just lifting my knees. There's no shift of my body weight forward or back. I'm just going straight. You can do this whole move that we just did of lifting one foot and then the other, if you want. Or you can do it where your shoulders right over your wrists, or your hips are right over your knees, or you can shift back along with me. Now, I'm going to bring you more into a full plank. So one of my pet peeves, and I'm thinking of, and you can tell me if you want this or not, I'm thinking of doing a how to plank properly YouTube video, because they're one of my pet peeves, because people do these plank challenges all the time. Unfortunately for me, I look at them like, yeah, but look at their body and look at this. They're not really getting the benefit out of the plank. So one of the things that I've taught quickly into a plank, but I'm not going to go through all the steps of it, but I'll do a how-to video if you guys are interested. Hands are going to be down. You don't have, or you can follow along with me. I'm going to take one leg, bring it back. Notice that my shoulders are right over my wrists. I'm going to bring on one leg back. I'm going to really hold that leg tight, and I'm going to bring my other leg back. Notice there was no shifting forward or back onto my wrists. I just went up and down. Then from here, I'm just going to bend both knees and drop down. And if you come along with me instead of staying up, trust me, you're going to get an awesome core work, awesome arm work, and we will lead into push-up. Foot comes back, other foot comes back. Hold that position for right now. Thinking of your inner thighs engaging and really supporting that lift. So try not to sink, but lift. Hold that nice lift up. When you want to come down, you can bring one knee down at a time, or you can bring both knees down. Then I'm going to have you do is gently rock backwards and rock forward. Notice I'm flexing and pointing my toes. I'm not doing a really large. I'm just moving forward and back throughout. About two more. And one more. And then I drop down, let's press, or your hands for that. You guys doing okay? Hope you are. All right, we're gonna go back forward. This time we're gonna do single leg, one leg at a time. Be very careful not to overflex your feet when you're doing this. I usually say to rock forward first. So you're gonna come here. And if you guys haven't known me or haven't seen me over the last several years, and they seem to, for some reason, at all these different places, like in Cancun or St. Martin or whatever, they have these push-ups. I have to say, at 3 of them, at the 3 places that I've gone, I've won every single one. And it's pretty impressive. So I'm a push-up queen. I'm just going to put that out there for those of you who don't know. But my kids think it's kind of cool. All right, so you're going to lift back up into your plank, one leg at a time to here. Now, right now, you're just going to lift one foot. So we did this with the knees bent. Now we're doing it with the legs straight. Just lift that foot for right now. Then switch. Then it comes down, switch again. Notice nothing on my body is changing its position except for the lifting of the foot. And then down. I do go in and out of my positions quite a bit like that, because there's something to be said about the full exercise as opposed to holding the position for long periods of time. I find that progression properly from the start to the finish as opposed to how long you do it. Endurance comes as long as you're properly executing the movement. All right, let's come back up. Again, I always come in one leg at a time. That way I'm in perfect form. Now I'm gonna lift my leg up. You can rock forward. Notice how I rock forward. Then I'm gonna come back to that neutral spot. I'm gonna rock forward, and I'm gonna come back. and I'm gonna rock forward and come back. Again, I'm rocking forward first and then coming back. Be very careful not to go back too far in that foot flexion, because you'll notice with me, I'm fairly flexible. My ankles, my Achilles, my calves are very flexible. So I'm purposely minimizing my range of motion going back, because I worry, if you guys are watching, I see how far back I can go and think you should do that. But I don't want you to, because you can really quickly, just like that, blow. All right, hands come back down. We're gonna do that rocking forward and back. We call it leg pull front in Pilates world. You can call it leg pull prone, moving, whatever you want to call it, it's fine, just do it. Feet come up. I'm gonna lift one leg up, hope that I can stay still. I'm gonna rock forward and back, maybe 3. Then I'm gonna switch the other leg. But you'll notice that my spine shape does not change at any point throughout. Challenge myself and go again, 3 on each leg. And then 1 more here. And for that, I've been teaching Pilates for about 20 years, but I've been teaching group fitness or personal training for probably like, which now is not, since 1990, a really long time. Right when I turned 18, I got trained to teach group fitness classes, then got trained as a personal trainer, just kind of ventured along the way throughout my whole life in that way. All right, so anyway, hands come down. I did promise you we'll do push-ups, and this will be the last exercise for those of you who are going, I'm worn out, or for those of you going like, I want more of a challenge. Here's what we got. Down. And here's what I'm gonna encourage you to do. Instead of popping up and just doing a bunch of push-ups, come along with me. I'm not gonna walk you through how to do them properly. I'm just gonna have everybody go up into your plank. Hold that plank. Then drop your knees and come down into 1 push-up. Then come to full push-ups. You're gonna do them on your knees, 2 push-ups. We're gonna go up to 5. Lift into your plank. Drop down and do 3. If you want. Good, hop up into your plank. Drop down, do 4. Coming from the core, not the arms. Lift up. Drop down, do 5. I think I'm counting right. If I'm not, you get bonus. 1 more. Pop the legs up. Drop down, do 4. Because your form is proper, lift up. Drop down. What was that? 3 more. Again, if I lift up, drop down and do 2. And lift up, drop down, do 1. Lift back up into that plank and rock back and forth. 3, 2, 1, and drop down. You guys are awesome. So that's it for today. I know it was short. See, I'm out of breath. And I do this daily. So when you're doing it, it's a little bit different than physically doing it. I'm going to move forward so I can see anything that you guys have said, if anything. So Kim is sitting. I know. Well, I'm so glad you all joined me today. And every day during this quarantine, I am going to be on live doing the workout I want to do. 4 o'clock every day. I'm trying to record it. I'm going to see if it did. If it didn't, it's okay. I'm going to try again tomorrow. So that if you can't get on with me at 4 o'clock that day, hopefully I'll be able to upload it for you to watch and to participate in the future. If you have other questions, feel free to private message me at any point in time. Specific exercises you want some help with or you'd like to see me do, let me know. Tomorrow's workout is going to be a standing workout. Again, I do everything in bare feet. You don't have to in different areas of my body by being barefoot. But every exercise, every workout that I'm going to do this week is going to be a little bit different each day. Some things will be, but I want to help you not get bored when you're sitting at home and also give you a variety of different things that you can do outside for a little bit, but you kind of feel like, for me, I feel weird if I go on a long bike ride because I'm like, shoot, I'm more than a mile from my house. I'm weird about it. That's normal, I think, or I'm just weird. Either way, I'm just working out kind of inside doing some walks, of course, doing some runs and things like that. My strength training up on the floor and with my own body weight workouts. So hopefully I'll see you guys again. Take care. Bye.